Hello, this is a sideshow, and I'm Theodore Parker. Today is Thursday, September 28th, 2023. In this area, Lexington, Kentucky, it's going to be partly cloudy, a possibility of rain. High going up to 74. Pollen will be moderate, and the AQI is good. I don't know how it is in your area, but during the cooler days, pollen was down to none. Now that we're experiencing it again in this area, then I notice a little tickling in my throat, a little coughing, and things of that nature. Of course, I am allergy sensitive, so that's just my take on things. Today, sunrise at 7:31 a.m., sunset at 7:26 p.m., almost 12 hours, just about 12 hours even. Starting tomorrow, temperatures will be back in the mid-80s. So we know that we're into that fall weather, cool days, warm days, shorts, short sleeves, long pants, long sleeves. Adjust accordingly as you may. If you're watching this sideshow on Facebook and Instagram, don't forget to like, comment, and share. WhatsApp. If you're watching this sideshow on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, don't forget about the Sideshow coffee cup. Buy from me for $17 plus shipping and handling. Pay me through Cash App. $ TR Parker 1, all caps. I don't know if I told you the interesting story, but as far as international mailing, I had an occasion to send an item out of the country, and I followed up. The person said they did not receive it. And earlier this year, maybe over the summer, it's kind of a funny story. I got the package back, said unable to deliver. But whatever the outcome, it shows you the packages can travel out of the country, and if they are not delivered, will be returned. So I'm saying don't be shy, wherever you are, about ordering the Sideshow coffee cup. Some things I wanted to talk about for a few minutes. Several things that are usually on the schedule for the fall months. Switching from summer clothes to winter clothes appropriately wherever you are in the country or in the world. And best pay attention to the weather reports. If you want to be out in the day, of course, it's warmer. If your travels take you into the nighttime hours, then you might want to have an extra garment or dress a little warmly or appropriately. October usually starts the flu season, which runs until March in this country. So be mindful of COVID-19 booster shots, flu shots, and maybe a pneumonia shot as well. It's better to feel bad for a few days than a few months. Annual doctor's visits for physical. Early detection of any problems usually leads to a successful diagnosis and treatment. Dental visit every 6 months. Everything we consume goes in our mouths or in our oral cavities, so good oral health is a plus. A lot of things that we might not relate to our general feeling of good health starts with good oral health. Cleaning around and in our homes. Now, this is something that people sometimes have a tendency to let slip by them. Check the refrigerator for items past their best use by date, especially condiments and things that you do not use on a daily or weekly basis. Canned goods and dry goods as well. Everybody who lives in the home can help. Wipe those things off that have spills on them, and wipe the shelves off inside the refrigerator and on the doors of the refrigerator. And that way it should not take as much time. Families with children can all participate. People with freezers can check those items as well. Single people or people who live alone, depending on your schedule and availability of time, a shelf at a time works just as well. And shopping for food. The suggestion is don't go to the grocery store hungry. And clean out the refrigerator a few days before you plan on shopping, so that you know that all the items in there are fresh and still usable. Now here's a story for you. It's my story, true story. Went to the grocery store a couple of weeks ago, and I had a taste for deli beef, and I bought a loaf of bread to make sandwiches. And at the time I had American cheese, and I didn't think that that's not the complement for beef, so I need to get some provolone. So anyway, I kind of let the bread and the beef sit there, So when I went to check it, the bread was out of date, and I had not eaten one slice of it. And when I bought the beef, the deli beef, I checked the date. I thought I had a couple of weeks before I actually, need to be all done. And it also was out of date. So don't say that it cannot happen. You get a taste for this and a taste for that. And at the time that you buy something, you have a taste for it, but you just don't get around to it. And that happens a lot, with condiments, ketchup, mustard, whatever it is else that you might want to have, relish, jalapenos or whatever. So check those things. And globally, it's the rainy season. We are here going through hurricanes in the United States, and Asian countries are going through monsoons or the rainy season, to put it in a general phrasing. So, if you have a chance, time constraints permitting, you might want to do a Google search on how the preservation of food has changed the way we eat. And the reason why I bring that up is because we have such expressions as one hand washes the other, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And in a global sense, the growing of food requires everybody's participation. If you will recall, when the war between Russia and Ukraine started, or when Russia invaded Ukraine, Ukraine produced 80% of the grain that is used globally. And you can see how that war has affected, to some degree, prices, availability of certain products, and things of this nature. So don't take our global neighbors lightly, as we say. And of course, that allows for somewhat of a barter system between countries that's supposed to work for the quote-unquote good of all. So I have a few catchphrases to pass on to you. Just a few things to round things off. All of us are pretty sure we know what we know until we find out we don't. We all think of ourselves as wise, but the definition of wisdom is the practical application of knowledge. We do what we want until we find out we can't. How many of us have said, well, I'm going to do what I want until we can't? And don't take things too seriously. These times can be stressful for a lot of various reasons. So don't take things too stressfully or yourself. Get to that point where you're not sure whether you want to laugh or cry. I laugh. And I said, this just cannot be possible. This cannot be happening. Are you for real? Is this serious? Are you serious telling me this or telling me that? So, don't take things too seriously. And last but not least, don't be too big to apologize. After all, we all want those presents at Christmas. That's it. Hashtag